What's up, everybody? It's Brett and Steven from the B&S show. As we were watching UFC, the Tough finale, we got word that Robert Whittaker is going to fight Kelvin Gastelum was it for the belt?
Yeah, for the title. And they're also coaching the Ultimate Fighter.
Ooh, no. So they're coaching the Ultimate Fighter coming up. I'm assuming it's coming up, the season coming up, and they're fighting after for the title. Holy smokes, man! Dropping a bombshell on us. You know, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think about that?
I'm kind of still debating in my mind if Kelvin Gastelum deserves it over Chris Weidman, because Chris Weidman beat him the last time they fought, but Kelvin Gastelum was a little more consistent with his fights and, won a little more previously. So it's a coin toss, but I'm not against it. I mean, I feel like Kelvin Gastelum has thunder in his hands, and I feel like he could easily knock out Robert Whittaker. But as we were talking earlier, I feel like Robert Whittaker is just someone who's 90% everywhere. Like,
yeah,
he's not an expert at anything. He's just very well-rounded, and it's really hard to beat him.
Yeah, I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head. I mean, Kelvin Gastelum is an amazing fighter. He has hands like no other. I feel
even in that Chris Weidman fight, he knocked him down. That could have easily been his fight. So
knocked him down, and I don't know if Kelvin Gastelum would be considered like a prodigy, but they kind of fed him to the wolves. He started winning, and he started fighting top level guys. I mean, so even his losses are to like legit studs.
In our last video, we were talking about all these people that come from the Ultimate Fighter. He's one of them. He's one of the ones that came up from the Ultimate Fighter and made a name for himself. And yeah, like you said, he's been fed to the wolves and been tested in 2 weight divisions so far, and he's rose up to the top in both of them. So.
I think he's kind of at that awkward...
His biggest opponent is his weight.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was just getting ready to say, is I feel like he's not tall, but he's stocky. So he's given up a lot of size, or he's too big and he can't make the weight, or he's little because he's too short. So there's always like that middle ground. But hey, man, that dude, no one can deny his hands. No one can deny what he can do. He can knock anybody out. He can stand with the best of them. And it gives the middleweight division a little bit of new blood to throw in there. You had Yoel Romero. He's already fought Robert Whittaker twice. You had Weidman in there a few times.
Luke Rockhold is creeping his way up there, but I mean, Rockhold's biggest opponent is the left hand. Like, he just keeps getting caught by everyone's left hand. I mean, we're talking about it the other day too, how people get figured out, their style gets figured out, and a lot of people figured out Rockhold. He seemed unstoppable at the time, you know what I mean?
I think the only thing that gets in Rockhold's way is his own ego. I think if he doesn't lose to Michael Bisping, he might be the champ right now. But it went to his head, and he took that.
Well, if he didn't lose to Michael Bisping, he would be the champ.
Yeah, you're right. I mean,
unless Romero came in.
Yeah, but Romero, man, this is the way I look at the fight with Kelvin Gastelum and Robert Whittaker. If Robert Whittaker can take all the bombs that Yoel Romero's throwing at him and withstand those and beat Yoel Romero twice, I don't think there's anything that Kelvin Gastelum can do that's going to rock Yoel Romero. I think Kelvin Gastelum's sneaky quick with his hands, like he gets you, pop, 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 but I don't think he has the power that Yoel Romero has. But Robert Whittaker, man, Robert Whittaker is a stud. He's very well-rounded. He has very good wrestling. He has very good stand-up. Everything. He has no weakness in his game. He's great everywhere. I can definitely see Robert Whittaker being a champion for a while.
Same here.
I don't see anybody now.
I feel like a couple years ago, just watching him, I had a feeling that he was going to be in this position right now. So. And
he seems hungry. He's young. Barring a health issue, I don't see.
He has heart like no other. The first fight with Romero, he had a torn whatever it was in his leg, and he continued that fight and still won.
Well, and then if no one's watched the second fight with Yoel Romero and Robert Whittaker, I strongly suggest watching that, because Robert Whittaker had to pull some stuff out to finish that fight. I mean, that...
Dude, I got chills when he came back with Romero with bad intentions, kicking that leg, you know what I mean, trying to hyperextend that knee like Romero did to him. Yeah. I mean, that kind of gave me chills. It just goes to show that dude, he has an animal in him. He has that fire.
So with that being said, I mean, assuming no one gets hurt, no one pulls out anything.
Yeah, because
Kelvin Gastelum,
the fight gods have been a little
Yes.
cruel to us. That's for sure.
Kelvin Gastelum, Robert Whittaker. Who you picking?
I'm going Whittaker. I feel like it's kind of hard to count out Whittaker at this time and point. I just feel like no matter what you throw at him, a wrestler, a stand-up guy, a well-rounded guy, I feel like he figures out everyone. And he's just one of those people that's just very diverse and well-rounded and will figure you out some way or another. He has heart when it gets deep and he gets rocked like he did multiple times versus Romero. He finds his way out of that deep water and stays composed, calm, collected. So I love Gastelum, and I think there's always a chance with Gastelum. I feel like he's one of those guys that could knock out anyone on any given day, but I feel like Whittaker's good at just staying composed.
How do you think Whittaker's going to do it?
Probably decision.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
So you got Whittaker in a decision. I got Whittaker in a decision. I think Gastelum might catch him in the fight. Whittaker composes himself and wins via decision.
I mean, if Romero could knock down Whittaker and Whittaker could get back up multiple times from that, I don't see Gastelum doing any more than Romero could do.
I agree.
Yeah.
You know, you heard it here first. We both picked Robert Whittaker via decision to beat Kelvin Gastelum whenever they make that fight. So let us know what you think. If you think Kelvin Gastelum's the newest UFC champion, if you think Robert Whittaker is going to be the reigning champion for years to come, or if you have another guy you think is going to come out of the woodwork and take the title over from Robert Whittaker. Let us know what you think, and
hey, give us a like, comment, and subscribe, because we're really new and we need a little more than 4 subscribers right now, you know? We're talking to just, you know, we're having our normal conversations that we would have regardless. But we put a camera in front of us, and we're trying to reach an audience now. So, I mean, if you're willing to give us a subscribe and you like what we're doing, please do. Anyways, have a good one, guys. Peace.